Hello, people of the internet. Um, I think today we're going to have a pretty good one. We're going to be talking about negativity. I know the field that I work in is a very fun field. It's awesome. It's full of really great people, but it's also full of really jaded people. People that have been in this field for a long time. I think really any job, when they've been in those jobs for a very long time, they go from the like youthful optimism, like everything is going to be awesome and we're just going to drive up together and it's going to be amazing. And then after, 10 years of doing the same thing over and over again, they immediately start driving down and they start hating everything that they do. They hate the people that they're around. They don't like anything. They always see the negative. They see the negative in management. They see the negative in clients. They see the negative in coworkers. They're no longer looking at the things that they're doing and the people that they're doing it with and the fun times that they're having. It's like as soon as they get into the office, they immediately are like, they don't even look at the positive. They're like, that's just complete blinders to the entire world, where they're just like, oh, I don't like being here and I don't like any of these people and I don't like any of the things that we're doing, even if it's awesome. I keep telling the people that we work with where I am, we talk about this a lot because the negativity is very thick. It's fun because I don't have to go outside and lay concrete and do roofs in the middle of Texas summer. I don't have to be outside, working construction and road work and all this kind of stuff. Like, I'm not saying those are bad jobs. I just know that is so much more difficult than what I have to do when I sit at the computer. Like, I have to sit at the computer and I have to grind my brain and do all these kind of things and work with clients who are awful sometimes and deal with all of the crazy things that they request and the things that they ask. But I don't even, I'm not having to be out there doing hard labor in the middle of the summer. Like, what I do is a blessing. And the people that I work with are blessings. Like, I really enjoy being around these people. And so I try to look at them as a positive. Like, that's so much fun to do this. Even if the project is, say, working with some weird stomach virus product of something that's just like the most ridiculously bland product on the face of the earth, but the client's really cool. I know that it's not going to be a real piece, that I'm not going to make some Emmy nominated whatever, but the client's cool, right? So I see that as a positive. I'm like, well, that client's cool, and so we're just going to make this thing. And even though it's not the best thing in the world, the client's super stoked. Like, they're really happy for the thing that they got. And therefore, they're really happy with me. Therefore, I'm really happy. And I go home and I'm really happy around my family because they saw that project as a success, even though I might have looked at it going, that really could have been 1,000 times better. But the client was super happy. And sometimes people get wrapped up into the negative and they get sucked in so deep into this negativity that they don't even see how happy the client is. And so what happens is that negativity spews out into the project, which then the client can pick that up. And then the client sees it. And even though the project is exactly the same as, say, this other person who's super happy, they just don't want to work with you again. They don't want to work with you. They don't want to work with your company. They don't want to do any of this because they just feel that negativity, that it's like they're second class because their product is not the product that you wanted to work on because you're just so above them. So I think looking at things a little bit differently, when you look at these projects, you look at these people that you're working with and stuff, and just realize this is a blessing. The people that you're working with and the place you're working in is a blessing. Like, I'm so blessed to be able to have a job, like I look at it like that. I look at it at a base level. Like, I'm employed. Like, that's a blessing. I get to go into the office every single day and do the things that I've been asked to do and do them the best that I can. And try to look at everything as a positive. Like, there's always a solution. There's always a solution in everything. Even if you think that there's not a solution, maybe you ask. Maybe talk to some other people. Maybe those people have solutions and things that can help you through that. And maybe you'll learn something through that. Maybe the project will fail. But you learned. You learned something through that process that'll help you go forward for the next project, which could be a humongous success because of those lessons that you learned. And so seeing that as a positive and constantly like just filling that atmosphere and filling those people up around you with positivity will help guide them to see the positive. And so when you're positive and you feed that off into somebody else and they're positive and that feeds off into somebody else. And so what that does, it builds the team around you with a bunch of people that start being really optimistic, and they start realizing that the things that you're doing and the things that they're doing are good things. You know, in my field, the stuff we constantly get bombarded with, oh no, this is an emergency, this is an emergency. And it's hilarious because some of the conversations that surround that just get really crazy stuff. Like the people and the things that these guys are asking for that they assume is an emergency that aren't really emergencies, and people get all upset about it. The thing is that we're not saving lives. I don't have to save a life, right? That's a real emergency. Like that's actually an emergency. Me having to save somebody else's life or death, that's an emergency. What I do is I fix problems for graphics to help clients be happy to help sell their product. You know, I need to remove such and such thing or change the type on something else to make that look or say whatever they need it to look or say. That's okay. I'll make it purple. They need to be purple, I'll make it purple. They want me to put glows on it, I'll put glows on it. You know what? Because at the end of the day, they're paying me. They pay me to do a job. I did the best I could to give them the information they needed to have to make the best product that I felt like needed to be there. And they made a last minute change. And guess what? I did it. And it didn't end the world. it didn't offend me at all. You know why? Because that's what I'm getting paid to do. I'm getting paid to make those adjustments, those changes, those revisions, so that way those guys can be happy. Therefore, I can be happy. Therefore, the people that I work around are really happy. My boss is really happy. I come home and I'm happy to be home. So I think going forward, we can just look at things a little bit more positive. I think a question that maybe we can answer in some of the comments is like, what are some ways that you can actually look into your office and help change some of the focus? What are some of the ways that you can help feed in some of the positivity into your office? I'd be interested to hear. I know I have some theories and some thoughts about some of that, and I think it's all just based on the time and place. But I'd love to hear some of the things that you guys might have done inside the office that have helped turn a project from being really negative and just turn it around and blow it out of the water and just make those clients super stoked and everybody around you was really happy. Again, I look forward to hearing the comments, and like, share, subscribe. I think the way that we're going to be able to make this better is by getting those conversations going and getting all of us together, so that way we can talk about these things, and hopefully we can just change our offices and change our atmospheres and grow together. Anyway, I appreciate you guys' time. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video.